friends, welcome to Crafternoon. It's so good to see you today. We're going to be focusing on community workers or community heroes this summer, and our first book is called Smashy Town by Andrea Zimmerman. It focuses on this really awesome guy named Mr. Gilly that works with a lot of big trucks helping the community be a better place. And so this is a little review of Smashy Town. And Mr. Gilly is a demolition man. In the morning, he puts on his hard hat and he heads out to work. Here he is. He says, "My crane can maybe move at a crawl, but watch out for my wrecking ball." And so he has a crane with a very large wrecking ball on it that he will swing by turning his truck and smash into buildings that aren't really safe any longer, so they need to be torn down. And this is just a little story about Mr. Gilly and the hard work and the many tries it takes for him to knock down the buildings. He keeps bashing and smashing and crashing with his wrecking ball until finally the building is all knocked down. But is his work done yet? Nope, not yet. There's still more things to do. Mr. Gilly has to get into a different vehicle, and he pushes all the bricks and glass and things from the old building with his bulldozer and makes it into a nice pile. And they load it up into the dump trucks. But now, yes, Mr. Gilly's work is done for the day, and he can head home while the others start working on making a new building in the place where the old one stood. Mr. Gilly goes home and he eats his dinner. It looks like he's having spaghetti and meatballs. And there's only one thing left for Mr. Gilly to do today, and that is go to sleep. He had a very, very busy day. So this is the book Smashy Town by Andrea Zimmerman. If you liked this book, you can read it word for word by checking it out at the library. We're going to be making our craft today, and as you know, in the past, we've had a little contest. If you finish your craft and have your parents post it to Facebook by midnight on Sunday, June 11th, you have a chance to win this really awesome book and this really cool set of record gears. So one lucky winner will receive the prize. It's not based on how wonderful your craft is because they're all going to be super awesome. We just randomly have the computer select a winner for us. So you do not have to be in the picture, but your craft does. So have your parents post that for you, and we will give away this winner. Before we start crafting, I'm going to show you what our craft for today is going to look like. And so we're just going to make a little crane with a wrecking ball and a building that needs to be knocked down. So let's grab those craft kits and get started. Okay, let's get started crafting. So the first step, we're going to take our red strip, which is going to be our building, and then one of the gray strips, which is going to be windows. So first I'm going to cut off a part of the gray strip because this is going to be the window for our crane. So with the rest of this, I'm going to cut a few squares to be windows. And if I want them all the same size, I can just kind of hold that over the top and cut them so they're all the same size. So here we have 3 windows. And with your glue stick or sticky tape, you can glue your windows on to your building. And then I'm going to, I'm not going to put my building all the way on my paper like this because I want more room for my crane. So I'm going to do something kind of sneaky. I'm going to run a strip of glue on the very edge, and then I'm going to put my building on the edge of the paper like this. So you can kind of see that it overhangs a little bit. And that just gives me a little more space. Next, I'm going to take this other gray strip, and this is going to be for the wheels on the bottom or the conveyor looking wheels on the bottom here. So we're going to round this off on the one end. And then I'm going to do the same thing partway through. So then that makes our base for our crane. I'm going to make the little wheels in the middle. And so if you want them to be all the same size, you can fold your paper over into thirds or fourths, depending how many you want. And then cut one circle out. And then they'll all match. And you can draw those circles out with a pencil first if you want to. It'll show up on the black, but you do not have to. So that's going to kind of look like this. So we'll glue that together really quick. So we're going to do one of the circles and another one and the last one. And you've maybe seen some machinery like this before, even in Kearney. We've had to tear down some buildings. So maybe you've seen a large crane before with a wrecking ball on it. So I'm going to put that kind of towards the back side so I have room for my machine and the wrecking ball. Next step is I'm going to take one of my sheets of yellow paper and I'm going to cut it at an angle like this to make the front part of my crane. So there's that. And with my other yellow paper, I'm going to make that arm that reaches out. And so this is just kind of, I'm going to cut like this. And then I'm going to just cut over like that to kind of make an arm that reaches out. Your arm can look however you want it to be. And when it swings around, it kind of comes out the top. So you can even, I'm going to kind of make this one go up off the paper this time. You can make it go over the edge of the paper. It doesn't have to stay on there. So the first step is I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this. And then on my crane, my glue stick's really soft. I'm getting a lot of glue on here, friends. And we'll just kind of add this like that. And then I'll need my little window here. And so I'm just going to cut an angle of that off and glue that down. So there's a spot for Mr. Gilly. You can even make Mr. Gilly in there if you'd like. You also have a little piece of sticky foam. So I'm going to cut kind of like that. Leave a big one for the wrecking ball and then a little one. So in the little one, I'm going to cut out just a little circle or square. Doesn't matter which shape. And they don't have to be perfect. Mine is not a perfect circle. This is going to hold my cording on to my crane. So I'm going to peel that back off. You don't need glue for this because it's already sticky. So I'm going to stick it onto the end of the cording like that and then stick it on the end of my crane. And so that gives me part for the wrecking ball. And then with this, I'm going to make a great big huge wrecking ball. The foam is really easy to cut. It's kind of fun to cut through. It's kind of soft. And so there is my wrecking ball. I'm going to make a great big one this time. Smash that building down. Peel off that sticker. And have that wrecking ball smashing into our building. So friends, that is our craft today for Smashy Town. I hope you had fun creating your craft. Remember that if you post your picture to our Facebook page by midnight on Sunday, June 11th, you will have a chance to win this book and the Record Gears crafts or STEM kit. So let's make sure you give that a good try. Thanks for crafting with us, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.